He's 6'3", 300 pounds. As a junior, he registered more than 80 tackles, including 12 for a loss, 8 sacks, and 5 forced fumbles. Now, I watched him run a 40-yard dash at the Elite College Combine and clocked in at 4.69. That's incredible. What's even more incredible is how focused and polished this kid is. I had a chance to sit down and chat with the best defensive player in the country, Marvin Austin. Marvin Austin, man, one of the big names right now in this class, 2007. What's the recruiting experience like for you right now?
It's going great, man. You know, all the schools coming to my school to see me and a few other guys, you know, so it's going well.
Is it crazy at all? Sometimes it get a little too hectic?
It can get overwhelming sometimes, but we're dealing with it accordingly, you know. We just taking it in, you know, and when I came here last year and I put up my performance, I knew it was going to get crazy, so I expected it.
Are you contacted daily?
I would say I'm contacted daily, 50 text messages from different coaches from various schools, just recruiting sites calling me on nonstop. So it's hard to have a social life when you get called by all those people, you know. And my mother always wondering why you ain't calling me. Well, half the time I'm on the phone, you know. So it's kind of crazy.
I'm sure being a big-time recruit, the social life isn't too hard to come by. Is it fun being Marvin Austin?
Of course, man. You know, it's a nice position to be in. There's a lot of kids would kill to have this opportunity that I have, and it is fun being Marvin Austin right now. But it's hard. It's hard work. You know, you got to try to stay on top. And you know, guys, they looking on the internet sites and seeing me, and they try and get their name known, and they try and make a name off of me. So I got to stay on top and work hard every day.
Name off some of the schools. You say you don't have a top 5 or a top 3 yet, but there are probably around 10 schools you're thinking about. Name some of the schools.
Florida State, Miami, Notre Dame, Maryland, Virginia. This is a whole onslaught of them. Texas. I can go on for days, you know. It's just the school that separates themselves the most and I feel most comfortable with, and I think that would be my decision.
How will that school separate themselves from the pack?
Well, just show me that they need me more so than want me, you know, because a lot of schools want me. But just showing the need as a defensive tackle position, and just to show me that they can take care of me as a player, help me grow as a person, and just socially I'll be able to prosper, you know.
How fast are you?
I'm pretty fast.
40-yard dash?
I don't know an exact time. I'm hoping to run a 4.7 a day, you know, 4.7. That'll be good. I'll be content with that.
How much you weigh?
I weighed 294 today. Last year I weighed 300 and around like 485, so I'm hoping to run 4.7.
If you run a 4.7, why play defensive tackle? You play fullback.
I have played a little bit of fullback in my high school career, but I have a love for the position, defensive tackle. You know, the quickness on the inside and just learning the position. That's one of the only positions on the field that you get double teamed by 2 340-pound men. You know, so on the other side of the ball, you're gonna have to be ready. You know, you're gonna have to grow up fast, and I know I'm gonna have to do that when I go to college if I want to play early.
What do you think of all these people that rank you? That try to talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, they put you on a ranking with other players that are like running backs and quarterbacks. Do you get into that at all?
I mean, I do a little bit, you know. Me being a young guy, you know, I want to see who's the top players in the country, who's the best at this, who's this, you know. But it's all a business, man. That's what it is, you know. They say I'm the best player so people can read it and they can get money on their websites or whatever. And I mean, that's hats off to them, you know. But all this ranking stuff don't mean nothing. This high school game is played with young men, you know, and it doesn't make a difference until you get to college, you know, and play as hard as you can. And hopefully when I get to college that I'll be an All-American, you know. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That was part 1 of my sit-down with Marvin Austin. Coming up later in our Next Generation Next program, I'll bring you part 2 of that interview. Marvin Austin, what a player, what a personality. Let's bring Tom Lemming back into the picture from Chicago. Tom, have you seen a high school player as balanced in terms of personality, intelligence, and physical dominance in high school football like this kid?
It kind of reminds me of Demetrius Jones from last year, who had us cracking up with a lot of his comments. But Marvin's the same way, and Corey Simon was the same way in high school. He plays like Corey Simon, and he talks like Corey Simon. I matter of fact, interviewed him several times this year already. Once at University of Maryland, he got the next best defensive lineman, wanted to race him in a 40-yard dash, and actually beat him, despite the fact that that defensive lineman was 60 pounds lighter than him. So this guy's he's got great personality and also great skills. Seems
like he likes being uncommitted. He likes the schools coming to him, the assistant coaches text message him. He's really living this up. What schools do you think will become, you know, the front runners to land this talent?
That's a good question, because I've asked that Marvin. He says right now he's got so many offers he's not looking around. But Tennessee, I met him at Tennessee a couple of months ago, and he was there and very close to the coaches. USC, Florida State, Miami. You never rule out the Florida schools when it comes to somebody from the D.C. area. And possibly Notre Dame or Michigan. If Aurelius Ben, the wide receiver, that's a buddy of his, goes to Notre Dame, then Notre Dame might have a shot. But I would look more at USC, Tennessee, or the Florida schools.
All right, Tom Lemming, thank you so much for teaching summer school. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you later, buddy, all right?
Take care, Greg.
All right, well, still ahead on Generation next. It's time for some home video. Get to know an offensive lineman that sent in his stuff and impress the brains of this show. We have lots of brains in this show. We're back to wrap up the